Hi everyone, this is Marie Blue Angel, and today I am continuing the Villainess Just Wants to Eat. And specifically, we are going to embark on our journey to see Cenric. AKA, this is Cenric's route now. Sorry, Lewis, no longer in love with you. We're not choosing you. I'm so sorry. I do love you though, but not right now. Anyways, so I loaded in the first choice that we have for the game, and instead of picking the second, where Davinia says you need to eat breakfast, it's the most important meal of the day. I'm going to go with the first, and say, then can I eat? And yeah, let's just dive right in.
This is.
Lewis gives me an even weirder look. It's as if I'd grown two heads. What is it? Why are you looking at me like that? Because you never cared for food before. I blink. That's right. I'm not me anymore. I'm the villainess. But food is food. I shrug and give him a smile. I've simply had a change of heart. He sighs, going back to his newspaper. Go ahead. I do not mind. Yay! I'd take a croissant, nibbling happily on it. Oh, a croissant sounds good. Lewis sips on his coffee, not paying me any attention. I use the time to think about how I should go about this whole villainess thing. The manhwa was fairly new, and I had read all available episodes. When Davinia showed up in the story, she was cruel from the get-go, stubborn, violent, and selfish. She was hated in the fandom. I don't want that, and I don't want whatever death flags the author had planned. We know what death flags are, but an element in a story used to foreshadow a character's imminent death or downfall. Was this even worth it? I think back on my past life. It wasn't anything special, though I suppose the criteria for being isekai'd is being unremarkable and then starting a new life, so. Was a normal office worker, not a manager, just someone who stayed mediocre. Despite that, I was overworked. I found myself eating mediocre instant ramen from the convenience store too often. At night, I would get my fill of delicious food while reading manhwa and manga. Now that I think back on it, my life was kind of pathetic. Sure, I enjoy the nights I had, but my life as a whole wasn't fulfilling. I looked down at the table, the plates cleared of food, and my stomach happy. Yeah, this is way better. Davinia. Here I can live for myself, I can eat all the delicious food, and not be tied down by anything. Not even the title, Villainess, although it would be a shame if I die again because of it. I sigh happily and pick up a cream puff. Lewis is trying to talk to you, girl. Davinia. I'm knocked out of my thoughts as I look up at Lewis. Sorry. What is it? His eyebrows furrow once again as he leans forward.
You've been acting odd.
Have I? Odd?
The woman I know would currently be talking about the gossip she's been hearing around the castle.
Uh-huh. I shake my head slightly and wave my hand dismissively. Oh, I'm not interested in petty gossip. The room is filled with gasps. I look around confused. The castle staff and Lewis are all staring at me in shock. Did I say something wrong? The maid shakily points a finger at me, her face filled with fear. Who are you, and what have you done with Davinia? All right. Davinia loved gossip and spreading rumors. It eventually made a rift between her and Lewis. I quickly tried to cover my words. Before I speak, the maid speaks once again. My lord, she's been acting odd since she woke up. She's been eating food she normally doesn't and has been acting more. She looks over at me as if fearful of my reaction. More docile. He sighs and pinches the bridge of his nose.
I do not have time for this.
Whatever, Lewis. Bye. He scowls at me.
Otilia is visiting soon. Be ready by then.
Okay, okie dokie. Without another word, he gets up and exits the room. I turn towards the maid, the uneaten cream puff in my hand. Could you possibly ask the chef if there are any more croissants? They were delicious. Yes, my lady. She stares at me one last time before making her way to the kitchen. I start eating the cream puff, letting my thoughts come together. I'm going to skip this part since we kind of know that. I realized that I was reading some of the stuff. I'm going to just click until... Yes, Cenric is here. I look towards the source of the noise and see the maid and a man in a chef's uniform conversing with each other. The man is tall and big, with fluffy blonde hair and a slightly chubby face. Cenric. Cute. With a confused and slightly concerned smile, I nod in their direction. Both of them walk over to me. The chef bows deeply, not making eye contact.
My lady, I'm Cenric, the head chef.
Hi, Cenric. I'm so excited to learn more about Cenric. I think I'm supposed to go with the second one. Who knows? I'm not very good at making choices. It's a pleasure to meet you, Cenric.
It's rare for someone to come back for more food.
He still avoids eye contact, bowing deeply. I give him a gentle smile. It was quite delicious. I wanted you to make some more so I can share with Lewis when he gets back.
Do you have anything in mind?
Atilia is going to be visiting, so... Well, since Atilia is also visiting, could you please prepare tea and some finger foods for us?
Any specifics?
For some reason, the sight of Lewis not eating fills my mind. Something that Lewis would like.
Of course, my lady.
I can't remember if that's the right choice. Whatever. We're gonna find out. With another bow, he makes his way back to the kitchen. Since I'm alone, I'll take this time to look around. We're walking through the tea room. Am I allowed to skip? I just don't know if I've seen this. Oh, I was about to go through this whole thing. Hi, Atilia. Because I wanted to eat more of Cenric's cooking. That's definitely a Cenric choice. Cenric blushes and then bows his head.
Aww.
You're too kind, my lady. It's true. I then motion towards Atilia. Come, you must taste his cooking. It's absolutely divine.
Stop it.
I don't think it's entirely appropriate. Oh, shush. We have guests. We can't have them hungry. So true. Atilia walks over, her eyes scanning all the options. Pick whatever you'd like. She settles on a picked macaron filled with some type of jelly. She takes a small bite, then takes a bigger one, popping the whole thing in her mouth. This is delicious. Cenric chuckles, rubbing the back of his head sheepishly. It's not my best, but I appreciate your words. I click my tongue, giving him a mock stern look. You need to have more confidence in yourself. Anyone would be lucky to have your food. Blush, 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 blush. Cenric doesn't say anything and looks away. His face is almost completely red. Lewis over here rolling his eyes. I bite back a giggle and then turn to the food, grabbing some for myself. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Okay, I just did want to... Okay, great. I was gonna say, I don't know how long it's gonna make me skip. Alright, but if you run into any trouble at all, come straight to me. Is that clear? I'm assuming we're talking about the ball, and so they're not gonna plan it together.
All right. If you run into any trouble at all, come straight to me. Is that clear?
Yes. I'll miss you, Lewis. Bye. Yes, my prince. He gives me a look. I giggle, continuing to sip my tea. What he doesn't know is that I'll use this chance to eat more of Cenric's food. That's a good plan. It's truly an evil plan. Truly, absolutely. The thought of planning a whole party makes my stomach growl. I honestly don't know why it would be a good idea. I've never planned a party in my life, not to mention I'm in a completely different time period. Yes, I want to eat more of Cenric's food, but party planning? This is stupid. I should have just handled the food. I decide to go to the kitchen to see what's for dinner. The noise barrels out of the kitchen, mixed with the scent of food. Oh, this is great, though. We are on the route because this is definitely different from when we were picking options for Lewis. As I enter, I make sure to be as invisible as possible. I don't want to interrupt their work. A kitchen is a wonderful place. The way people work in sync to whip up food that is simply magical will always amaze me. I look around trying to find Cenric and his cute puppy dog face. He pops into my field of vision. I half expected him to have a big grin while he cooks, but instead he looks almost lost. He still moves with confidence and precision, but it's like he's on autopilot. Why are you lost, Cenric? He doesn't look happy. I decide to leave before I'm noticed. I take a step back, bumping into a table and knocking down a bunch of mixing bowls and utensils. I freeze. Oops. Everyone in the kitchen stops. Cenric turns around, his eyes widening slightly. He immediately comes over.
My lady, are you okay?
I smile sheepishly. Yes, I'm all right. I apologize for the mess. I bend down to start picking things up. Cenric stops me.
Please, let me do it.
I ignore his words and help him anyway. I mean, I am the one who bumped in and made a mess. Bumped into the table and made a mess, so. I was curious about how things work here. He gives me a strange smile.
There's nothing very interesting going on here.
Really? I scoff, setting the utensils back on the table. Nonsense. I love eating, so I wanted to see how you cook as well. Blush, blush. I try to hold in a laugh at his surprised look as he cradles the bowl in his arms. The bowl's in his arms. His face softens as a light blush spreads across his cheeks.
Honestly, I'm not that surprised. I was kind of expecting you to come visit in the future since you seemed so interested in my food.
You had foresight, my dude. Of course I am. It's delicious. I peek over his shoulder to look at the pot simmering on the stove. What's for dinner, by the way? Cenric deflates like a balloon.
Stew. Beef stew.
Are you bored? You want, more recipes, more creativity? Ooh, I love beef stew. Oh, me too. I clap happily, bouncing on the balls of my feet. I go to the stove, peeking into a pot. It looks so good. I can feel Cenric's eyes on me, his eyes practically filled with awe. I don't know why, but it makes me smile to see him happy.
You really love food, huh?
Yes, I do. It's...
What the hell is going on here?
I'm checking on the food, Lewis. Uh-oh. I turn and see Lewis glaring at us with his arms crossed. Well, not us, exactly. More specifically, me. I give him a smile. He sighs heavily as if he just found a child sneaking snacks before dinner. Which I did not think of doing, so that's a good idea. This time, Lewis walks over to us and puts his hands on his hip. Don't you have work, Lewis? What are you doing here? What is Lewis doing here? That's so funny. I mean, I'm glad to see him on this route. It's still nice. I still miss you, Lewis.
Can you not bother the cooks?
Oh, she's not a bother.
Lewis turns to him and his eyes narrow. It wasn't in an angry way, but it was enough to make Cenric cower just slightly.
My lord?
I wave my hand dismissively. It's fine. I came in here to see Cenric and how he works.
But...
I place my hand on his shoulder. Focus on yourself, Lewis. I got this. You can trust me. He gives me a skeptical look. I can tell that he still doesn't trust me yet. But I can prove to him that this will be a piece of cake. Then maybe I can prove it to myself in the process.
All right. I'll leave you to your own devices.
It's because Lewis cares. He was checking. He was like, what is Davinia getting up to? You know, like, in his own way, he was very well intentioned.
After Lewis gives me an unspoken warning, he exits the kitchen. I shake my head. I apologize about him.
It's no worries. He's the crown prince.
Cenric smiles shyly, not meeting my gaze. Am I really not a bother? I know I get really excited about food.
I actually think it's cute.
I love that.
He pauses for a minute as he processes his own words.
There it is.
His face turns red.
I mean, it's cute that... Well, not cute. It's very... I love how you love food.
Nice save, Cenric.
I giggle, covering my mouth as I do so. I'll leave you be for now. I'll leave you be for now. If it's all right with you, I can come by tomorrow to talk about the ball. Cenric bows his head.
I would appreciate that, my lady.
Cenric is so cute. Oh my gosh. Stop. Oh, I love his energy.
I leave the kitchen with a wave. Cenric is truly a sweet man. He seems happy enough when I talk to him. There's just some sadness that I see hidden in his eyes. For now, I'll put that on the back burner. I need to make sure this ball is planned perfectly. I don't want Lewis to be upset with me, but I also don't want to stress him out. I know just the person to help me with everything.
Tilia? Okay.
The next morning, I meet Otilia in the drawing room. Since she's the one who came up with the idea of the ball, she surely must have some ideas on what I can do. Thank you for taking the time to have some tea with me. She gives me a smile and sits across from me.
It's no problem at all. I appreciate having a break from magic practice, my lady.
I raise an eyebrow. Otilia, no honorifics. We're friends, aren't we not? Are we not?
Sorry. How have you been? Lewis mentioned he found you hanging out with Cenric.
I laugh, rolling my eyes. It sounds like it makes it sound like I was sneaking around to hang out with the cook. But yes, I did go visit him.
You two seem like you would get along. Is he nice?
I smile and nod. I clasp my hands together as the image of his smile pops into my mind. He's so sweet. He reminds me of a big puppy.
I see that.
You must really like him.
Sure.
Of course. Oh, for sure. He would have been a fan favorite if he wasn't. I stop myself as Atilia looks at me in confusion. Right, this isn't the manhwa. This is real life. I mean, he reminds me of a character in a romance novel I once read. He was a side character, though, and never got the spotlight as much. Atilia's eyes widen and fill with excitement.
I didn't know you read romance novels!
Are we going to bond over the reading of romance novels? I love that.
I do. I don't read them as often, but I enjoy them a decent amount.
I can share some of my novels with you if you'd like.
Absolutely.
I give her a smile. That would be delightful. I'm glad there's someone here with similar interests as me.
It does make it easier. I'll admit, I am slightly lonely.
I mean, it makes sense if there's really no other people to interact with in the castle. Like, Lewis is working, you know, and there's not really any other people. Like, I mean, like, again, and, like, Cenric is cooking and working and whatever. And then it's really only these two get along pretty well from what we've seen in Lewis's route. So I can't wait to see them interact some more.
I take a sip of my tea. Atilia mentioned she talked to Lewis. They may already be on track to becoming closer. I just need to give a little push.
Oh yes, so you're gonna make them go together. That's fine.
Don't worry, Atilia. Lewis and I will make sure to keep you company. Other than that, how are you adjusting?
It's quite different from my village. Everything seems so...
Different? She nods and sighs.
Very. I don't know how I'll fit in.
Fitting in isn't important. I laugh slightly, giving her a sideways glance. Well, it can be, but you shouldn't worry about that right now. You should focus on being happy. You should be more comfortable, and if you need help, come to me or Lewis. Attilia gives me a bright grin. Her tentativeness from earlier disappears.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Aww. You're welcome. I smirk at her, sitting down my teacup. Now tell me, how much do you know about decorations? After our talk, I happily walk down the halls. Attilia not only gave me some great tips for decorations, but it seems we've gotten closer as well. It was better than remaining a stranger and having a possible misunderstanding pop up. Oh, my stomach growls. I've been doing so much talking and planning that I forgot to eat a snack before lunch. I make my way to the kitchen. Cenric, are you in here? I smile as I see him finishing up lunch. I clasp my hands behind my back as I look at the food. Sandwiches. Perfect. Cenric raises his head and gives me a smile. My lady, do you have some sort of sixth sense when it comes to the food? Or to food, rather. Possibly. Are you free right now? I just finished up lunch for you, Prince Louis and Lady Attilia. We can talk after if you'd like. I shake my head. I want to eat with you. Attilia and Louis can have lunch together. He cocks his head to the side. I can imagine dog ears perking up and his tail wagging as he does so. Why? Because I'd like to talk to you. He blushes slightly and nods. Well, all right. I made myself lunch. Let me just take this over and then we can go. Ooh, we gotta see more of the outside. I love this. After delivering the food, Cenric and I find a nice spot outside to eat. The weather is warm with a nice cool breeze. Perfect for eating outside. It's a little bit awkward at first. Of course I expected it to be. I'm a noble having lunch with a cook. Cenric is probably having doubts on my intention. I take a bite out of my sandwich. I happily hum as I take another. Davinia is just like drooling. This face where she's just drooling. Mood. This is so good. A sandwich is very simple, yet you made the flavors blend so well together. He smiles, shyly nibbling on his own food. Thank you, my lady. Do you think this will be good to have at the ball? Maybe. I nod, setting down the sandwich as I think. I would like a balance between sweet and savory foods. I would like something filling as well. Socializing and dancing can really empty the stomach. Cenric says nothing and only nods as he eats. I furrow my eyebrows slightly. Is he okay? What do you think? Do you have any food in mind? It's your ball, Lady Davinia, and not mine. Oh. I shrink in on myself. He never had such a disinterested tone before, almost as if I'm being annoying. Am I being too much? Cenric finally sits straight, his eyes focusing on me. Not at all. It's been some time since I've had a passion for food. Your passion has made me... He stops talking, his eyes shift to above my gaze. As he reaches out, I freeze. His hand moves towards my hair. What is happening? Cenric pulls back. He's holding a leaf as his eyes sparkle. Oh, thank you. How cute.
You had a leaf in your hair.
Oh, thank you for taking it out of Davinia's hair.
I can't move. I can't move. What in the K-drama moment was that? Is my heart pounding? Can he hear it?
My heart would be doing the same thing.
Cenric tilts his head once again, letting the leaf go.
What's wrong?
Cenric is so adorable. I can't even. Ugh. This energy, this like golden retriever energy is so cute.
I blush and look away. Nothing. You win this time, Cenric.
You did win, Cenric.
Because of that cute display, I decide not to push on the subject of his lost passion. Anyway, thank you for lunch. It's quite tasty. Cenric nods, his gaze falling back on his food.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, my lady.
Maybe I would guess that maybe Cenric is feeling that there's not a lot of creativity that he can do, so maybe he's kind of lost this like interest to make food. That would be my guess. Otherwise he like has another passion or something that he wants to pursue, which also could be true. The two things I just said don't have to be mutually exclusive.
You know, I don't mind if you call me Davinia.
It would be inappropriate.
I hum, scooting slightly closer to him. Why? He clears his throat awkwardly. He takes a bite of his sandwich.
Because I'm a chef. You're a noble.
Who cares?
I laugh, bumping his shoulder. It's all right. I won't bite your head off for not addressing me properly. In fact, it makes me somewhat uncomfortable if you do. He looks at me, his eyebrows raised.
Really?
I nod.
I was nodding.
I purse my lips, trying to explain my reasoning. I can't just say that it's because I've never been addressed that way before coming here. I think for a moment before coming up with something. It makes it seem like I'm higher than others, more important. I shrug. I don't like that. I don't want you to see me that way. Cenric looks at me. His expression is soft, a ghost of a smile on his lips.
As you wish.
That's cute. Okay, then I'll just call you Davinia.
Good.
Aw, cute. Oh, we're back in the kitchen. That was a nice little lunch outing, even though it's just like probably to the courtyard at the castle. It's a castle, right? Manor, whatever.
The next day, I arrive at the kitchen. I give Cenric a smile as I wait in the doorway. What's on the menu for today?
Flatbread pizza.
Ooh. The thing about my magical kindness made the cold prince fall in love is that the offer put whatever food they wanted. It didn't matter if it was accurate to the era. As long as it looked good, it was in there.
I vibe with that. That sounds nice.
I take a deep breath. It smells even better than the delivery I used to get. I excitedly bounce on my feet as Cenric packs up the food. We usually leave earlier than normal lunchtime so as not to disturb Lewis and Attilia. In actuality, I don't want Lewis scolding me for slacking off.
I mean, you are taking care of the food menu. That's not slacking off. Where would you like to go this time?
I think for a moment. Oh, I know the perfect place. I grab Cenric's hand and drag him behind me. He follows with a content smile.
Where are we? Is it like outside of... I like that there's a fountain and such. I like the windows also.
We go outside and I lead him to the fountain that sits outside the castle.
It is a castle.
I sit on the edge, patting the spot next to me. Here. Good choice.
Good choice. I can't get the voice right. Whatever, it's fine.
He sits and takes out the food, setting it between us. I lick my lips in excitement as I look over the food. Along with the flatbread, he brought cookies for dessert. For drinks, he made fruit juice. Ooh, I wonder what kind. Did you make the juice yourself? I ask as I pick up a bottle. The liquid is pinkish. I open the lid and sniff it. Sweet.
Aww, I wonder what it'd be then. I did. Although it's not much work, just basically putting fruits together and hoping they taste good. It's probably like a mix of berry, not like berries, maybe strawberry, like maybe like pinker, like, I don't know, I'm thinking of like some sort of like punch, which usually I don't even know what's in those things. I don't know. I would think strawberry, raspberries, oranges, maybe.
I sip on it cautiously. The juice is sweet with an aftertaste of tartness. My face scrunches up slightly before lighting up. I like it. It's a little sour.
Aww.
Cenric sighs. He picks up a piece of flatbread and bites into it. He pouts as he chews, making me hold back a laugh. What's wrong, Cenric?
I wanted it to be sweet.
Well, what did you put in it?
Ooh, I got it. Strawberries and raspberries.
Just those two?
Yes? Yes?
I giggle, shaking my head. You gotta add sugar, silly. That way it'll be extra sweet. But don't worry, it's still good.
Silly.
Cenric mumbles, the pout still evident on his face. God, he's so cute.
Oh, she just keeps noting, like, he's so cute, he's so cute. She doesn't even know. Or maybe she does know that she's, like, more interested in Cenric. Sorry, I just saw that I got a message.
Bree repeated the same routine over the next couple of days. Eating lunch with Cenric is a nice change of pace. He's like my own form of stress relief. We mainly talk about about planning the ball. We would go over ideas together, what I want, what Lewis would hate, and what I would still do anyway. It's really fun to just relax and not think too seriously about anything. I try to not talk about food too much. Other than commenting on the food he makes for lunch, I keep it to a minimum. I can tell that it still makes him sad. Seeing Cenric sad is the worst. His eyes would get wide, his shoulders drooping as he fidgets with his fingers. It always looks as if he was going to cry. As cute as that is, I would get the strong urge to reach out and hug him. So, I avoid going too deep into the topic.
Okay, that's smart. I'm sure at some point soon we will figure that out a bit more. We'll get to address that topic.
And then she said my dress was tacky. Cenric gasps.
She did not.
I shake my head, cutting off a piece of fried pork cutlet and shoving it into my mouth. I'm currently telling Cenric about my unfortunate breakfast with a group of noble ladies. I had to refrain from jumping across the table.
No kidding. That sounds
He shivers.
scary.
It is scary. The worst part of it all is that they looked at me all crazy like when I started eating a second plate of desserts. Apparently, that's a taboo. I don't think I'm cut out for all this nobility.
Well, it seems you're doing okay.
Oh, thanks, Cenric. I give Cenric a sideways glance. Cenric, they called me tacky.
They're just jealous.
I agree with Cenric on this point.
I snort. And what would they be jealous of?
You're sweet, pretty, and have a good appetite. You're the perfect woman.
Thanks for the compliment to Davinia, Cenric. Thank you, thank you.
I blush and continue to eat. Cenric doesn't realize what he said and continues to eat as well. The thing I love about him is how sweet he is. And it isn't something that he does consciously. He's just naturally like that. He says what he wants without thinking.
That's nice.
I love himbos.
How fun. I guess that is his character type, right? That would make sense. It's sweet.
After lunch, we both are taking a walk. I let out a gasp as I spot Lewis and Attilia at the gazebo ahead of us. Oh, look at them, they're laughing together. Lewis is laughing, actually laughing. The smile on his face looks so pure and natural.
Oh, it's Prince Louis. Let's go say whoa.
No, Cenric, we cannot interrupt them.
I grab his arm and drag him behind a large tree. Cenric's body shields mine as his forearm braces against the tree to balance him. Looks like everything is on track for them.
My lady, what's going on?
A scheme, Cenric. A scheme to get these two together. AKA, it was going to happen anyways, but a little direction never hurts anyone. Little guidance.
Cenric's voice is a whisper as he stares down at me. I furrow my eyebrows, peeking from behind the tree. Shh, look. Both Attilia and Lewis have stopped walking. Attilia is saying something, her gaze shy. Lewis is also blushing.
They're both blushing.
The wind blows Attilia's hair in her face. Lewis hesitantly reaches out. Oh my gosh! The tension is so intense. I look over at Cenric, who looks lost. I shake my head, a smile on my face. So oblivious. It's different to be witnessing a relationship start to form in real life rather than in a manhwa. I can feel my heart pounding even harder at this moment. Cenric. I turned my head back. Cenric is no longer staring at the budding couple. He's staring at me. Has he always been this tall? He's towering over me. His eyes, they're so blue. It's like an endless sky.
He really has. I like the color choice there, like for the particular blue used for Cenric's eyes.
I find myself unable to look away. Cenric leans in closer. My heart feels as if it's about to burst. I don't know if I can take this.
Lol. Ask the real important. This is a very important question, but it is breaking the moment, I will say.
Why don't you like cooking? My voice cracks as if I don't have control over it. I clear my throat and look away. Cenric sighs. He takes a step back, putting some distance between us.
The happiness just isn't there anymore.
Aw, that's so. I'm sorry, Cenric.
I frown. It's hard to imagine Cenric being anything but unhappy. The fact that what he does for a living makes him miserable makes my heart hurt. I need to do something to help him. I like hanging out with a happy Cenric. I love his laugh and his smile. The thought of him not being that way 100% of the time pains me. Can you teach me how to cook?
What? Why?
Maybe teaching someone will bring back your passion. Cenric's blush is like a rose blossoming, the deep red color blooming from the center of his face all the way to his ears. His eyes are sparkling as he stares at me in awe.
You would do that for me? Then I would love to teach you.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so cute, guys. Oh my gosh. We love this. I'm so excited. This is too adorable. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be cooking lessons. That's how they keep bonding, besides like having their little lunches together.
This actually means a lot. Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh.
I giggle nervously, looking away. He's going to give me a heart attack from the way he looks at me. It's nothing. I'm just helping you out.
You're a great friend.
Friend. The word for some reason feels bitter when Cenric says it, like it doesn't fit how I feel about him. Wait.
Huh? What is it?
I look at Cenric and then give him a smile. Nothing. Nothing at all. I need to go now. I'll see you later. Without waiting for Cenric to reply, I quickly walk off. This feeling in my chest, the way I feel when I look at Cenric,
You've just realized what's happening.
it must be Lewis and Attilia rubbing off on me.
It's not just them. You like him.
I don't feel that way about Cenric. I just find him to be a cute dog. That's it.
Are you sure?
I definitely didn't want to kiss him back there. No way. Mm-mm. It must be the effects of getting stuck in a romance manhwa. Of course. It has to be that.
Obviously. What else? What is the other explanation here, you know?
I spent the rest of the day party planning to distract myself from my budding emotions. After I finish, I decide to pay Lewis a visit. I knock on his office door.
Ooh, I really like this corridor also. I haven't seen it, so it looks very fancy. This castle seems like it's very nice.
Lewis, are you free?
Come in.
I open the door to find him sitting at his desk as he looks over papers. When he hears me enter, he sets down the paper and looks up at me.
Did you need something?
I smile proudly as I walk up to his desk and slam my hands down. You'll be happy to know that I officially completed all preparations for the ball.
Ooh, clap to you, girl. Like, I love that. That's exciting.
Lewis raises his eyebrows.
Really?
Mm-hmm. All the decorations have been decided, and they'll start setting up tomorrow. The guest list has also been finalized, and all invitations have been sent.
And the food?
I'm working with Cenric on it. He's actually going to teach me how to cook.
This is...
Why?
Because it's necessary. He nods, leaning back in his seat.
Wow. That's... I'm really proud of you. Good job.
Thanks, Lewis. My smile grows into a smirk. Thank you. Did I satisfy your expectations? He sighs, rolling his eyes. He then gives me a playful smile.
Yes, yes, you did.
Great, we love that. Thank you. Good. Lewis clears his throat, crossing his arms.
You know, you've been spending an awful lot of time with Cenric.
Yes, and? I straighten my position and mimic his crossed arms. And you've been spending a lot of time with Attilia.
Both of you have been spending time with two different people. I love that.
Lewis starts to get flustered as he blushes.
I have not. I've been spending a normal amount of time.
Are you sure? That doesn't seem like a normal amount of time, Lewis. I raise my eyebrows. Sure. It's all right. I don't mind it one bit. But I roll my eyes. I'm being serious, Lewis. As long as she's keeping you from getting too stressed, I don't care. He sighs, almost in relief.
I could say the same for you. You look happy spending time with Cenric. I thought you would get too overwhelmed with all the party planning.
It looks like we're both happy. He smiles and laughs slightly.
That's right.
I'll let you get back to your work. Try not to stay up too late.
Have a good night, Davinia.
As I leave his office, I came to a realization. I don't want to marry Lewis, and I don't think he wants to marry me either. It'll be much more trouble than it's worth to get married. I care about Lewis, but not in that way. He cares about Attilia in that way, and I just know it'd break her heart to see us married. Besides, I have someone I care about.
Ooh, realization.
Hey!
Davinia. Okay, so slowly but surely the feelings are being realized. And we love to see it. Can't wait to see how this continues to progress.
I look up to see Cenric happily laughing and running towards me, waving like he just came back from a long trip. So cute. Hi, Cenric. You seem very excited.
Of course I am. I never get to go shopping with anyone, so it's not very fun for me.
Well, it's going to be. I woke up quite early for this. Cenric needs some missing ingredients for today's dinner. He said it would be a good time to buy some ingredients to teach me how to cook. We start our walk to the village. My hands ring together as I think about going into the village. I've only interacted with other nobles. I know in the manhwa, Davinia was hated by the villagers. She would always get dirty looks and whispers. Of course, that didn't stop her from trying to make the lives of commoners miserable. I sigh. She really made life hard for me. I already had to deal with those noble women. I didn't want to deal with commoners that hated me, for good reason. Once we reached the village, I could already feel the sour stares. I ignore it and instead focus on the market. Stalls line each other. The middle walkway filled with people bargaining and shopping. My eyes are wide as I take in all the stalls. I then turn to Cenric. Do you know what you need? He smiles.
Of course, I know this place like the back of my hand.
He leads me over to the first stall. The counter has knives of all shapes and sizes lined along each other. Do you need more utensils? Cenric shakes his head, his eyes studying each knife.
I'm getting you your own knife. Ooh, exciting.
Really?
Every good chef has a handy knife they love. Do you see any you like?
The stall owner scoffs, crossing her arms. As if she knows anything about knives.
Cenric frowns at her tone.
I just smile, brushing it off. I don't. Do you have any suggestions? The stall owner looks surprised. She smiles, a hidden gleam in her eye. She picks up a knife with a metal handle gilded with jewels. This might suit your taste.
I'm getting lost between the two voices.
I take the knife. It's heavy. Too heavy for my liking. It looks too gaudy as well. I set the knife down.
This doesn't seem pretty practical for cooking.
What about this one? I picked up a different knife. It's simple but elegant with a dark wooden handle. The metal of the blade is nice and clean.
Good choice. How much?
40 gold. Cenric takes out his wallet. I stop him, reaching into my purse. Let me.
My lady, I want to pay for it.
But it's my knife.
It's a gift. Just let me pay. That's sweet. Oh my gosh, stop. I love this for them. Oh my gosh, so thoughtful.
I blush and look away. All right. After we leave the stall, I place the knife gently in my purse. I hum happily. Cenric looks around with his eyebrows furrowed.
Why is everyone staring at us like that?
I look up. Sneers, scowls, side eyes, all of them are directed towards me. They are staring at me.
Why?
Don't worry about it. What do we need next? He looks skeptical but decides to drop it. He leads me over to the vegetable stall. Okay, this is it. Wipe away all the damage Davinia has done. You got this.
What do you want?
The vegetable stall owner speaks with venom. I blink. Okay, not a good start. I give him a smile before looking down at the selection. Perfectly ripe tomatoes, big husks of corn, and some hefty-looking potatoes all catch my eye. Wow, how do you grow tomatoes this perfectly? The vegetable stall owner gets a smug smile on his face.
Special manure mix. Gets them all nice and juicy.
Amazing! And these potatoes, I've never seen any this big. The vendor and I start to chat about growing crops. He even gives me tips on how to start my own garden. Cenric watches us with a grin. After about 10 minutes of chatting, Cenric finally interrupts.
All right. I think we've talked enough about growing veggies.
The man laughs, his attitude from before completely gone.
Good job, Davinia. I expect you to help out this lovely lady out, Cenric. Do all the heavy lifting for her.
A playful scowl graces my face as I lift my arms and flex it. I'm pretty strong myself, you know.
Sure you are, Missy. She's very strong. She's got a tight grip on me. Lol, where is Cenric coming up with these lines? I mean, writers, obviously. I love that. The writing is so great. If I haven't mentioned it already. But where is Cenric coming up with all this? That's so funny.
The vendor laughs, shaking his head. Cenric pays for the veggies, and we are off shopping again. The stairs follow us to every stall. I ignore them while Cenric seems anxious. Every time he tries to check on me, I just brush him off. A majority of the time, the merchants warm up to me. However, some of them still give me a sour attitude. After buying some sweets, we start making our way back up through the streets. Cenric's eyes are on me.
You're really different from what I thought.
I giggle, looking at him. That seems to be what everyone thinks. Before he can respond, a little girl comes running towards me. Her head is down and she looks as if she's been crying. She bumps into my leg before looking up. Oh, The girl gasps and then curtsies. I'm sorry, my lady. Please don't bite my head off. I try not to laugh. Now that is an interesting depiction of me. I kneel down. It's all right. I won't hurt you. Why are you crying? Did someone hurt you? The little girl looks at me. Her bottom lip is trembling, and her cheeks are tear-stained. After giving me a skeptical look, she finally responds. The boys were bullying me. Really? And why's that? They think I eat too much. I gasp. I look behind her to see the group of boys with smirks on their faces. I turn back to the girl, taking her small hands in mine. Do you want me to bite their heads off? She shakes her head. She shakes her head. I smile softly at her.
Getting the voices mixed up, even though maybe I shouldn't be getting them mixed up. Whatever. Again, oh, Davinia wants to help this girl who's being bullied, who's like her also.
Don't listen to them, okay? Eating too much isn't a bad thing. And I'll let you in on a secret. I lean in, whispering in her ear. Food is the gateway to happiness. I pull away. Don't let them make fun of you, okay? I love to eat too. I reach into my basket and take out a cookie I'd bought. I hand it to her. For me? Her smile warms my heart.
Oh. What noise? Okay. Ignore that. If you heard that. So sorry. Random metal clanging.
For you. And don't share with those mean boys either. Thank you, my lady. You're the best. The little girl runs off, the boys chasing after her. I stand up and sigh. Oh, childhood. How sweet it was.
You seem to be good with children.
I look over at Cenric. His eyes are wide, his eyes filled with adoration. My heart skips a beat and I shyly look away. No, I just can't stand to see a child cry.
Well, it made a good impression on me, and others.
I look around and see that the malicious stares are gone. I smile sheepishly. Come on, let's get back.
Okay, and that is where I'm going to leave the episode. My playthrough, this part. I guess they're technically kind of like episodes, but not really. I've been thinking about like webtoons and webcomics, so those are called episodes. So that's why I think that came out as episodes instead of part. But anyways, we've seen so much of, Davinia and Cenric interacting together. It's so very cute how they interact together. I love it, and I love them, and I'm very excited to see soon how it'll all end, how the rat will go. So thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please like the video, and also subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of the Villainess Just Wants to Eat, as well as any other visual novel playthroughs that I do on my channel. Anyways, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye!